I'm Rob Cram, and today we're going to take a look at Steel Battalion from Capcom. Now, I played Steel Battalion at the Microsoft Spring Showcase event earlier this year, and I really loved it. I like the Kinect hybrid controls, and it felt to me like a real core gamers type of game because it was pretty challenging as well. So they released a demo today on the Xbox Live Marketplace, and it's basically the same demo that I played back then. So let's go and see how that fares. So after Steel Battalion's action-packed and gory introduction sequence, you're placed into the cockpit of the vertical tank, where you've got your three other teammates who control various aspects of the tank. Now, I was told that you can select different characters. I think there's about 50 different characters you can choose to go with you. Ranging from male and female characters, each with their own kind of personality traits and quirks. But basically, the demo has a tutorial where you can learn the basic controls of the tank and how you interact with that using Kinect. That's a good part of the demo to try out first. Obviously, it's a tutorial, and you get to shoot some stationary targets in a non-combat situation. But I think the most important thing about the demo and the tutorial is how it shows you how well Kinect is integrated and how well you can use the controller as well. And it works very well indeed. But I will say you need to make sure that the Kinect is calibrated correctly. As you saw back there, I was trying to grab the periscope, but instead it was making me stand up and look outside the hatch, which is not advisable when you're coming under fire. The controls at first might seem a bit daunting. There's quite a bit to do, different levers to pull, buttons to push, but really during the opening mission here you don't need to use anything other than really the periscope, and if you're getting into difficulty then you might need to use one of the other functions as well, but I never used that. Basically I was using the controller to move. I was picking off the targets from range, as you can see, and then moving along the beach, which is what you're supposed to do here. I think a big important aspect of the demo is remaining within cover and making sure that you're not an easy target for the enemies that can attack you from range also, especially those big tanks that you see. So a bit about the backstory. Steel Battalion Heavy Armour takes place in 2082 in a world that's lacking computers due to a silicon-eating microbe that started destroying all microprocessors in the world in 2020. It opens with the United States military running an amphibious landing operation on an occupied New York using the vertical tanks, and that's what you can see in the demo here. So basically what we've got to do here is help the landing party who are going to destroy two of the bunkers. So my job here is now, as you can see, is to clear out the opposing infantry and any armored vehicles as well. For the record, I died a few times attempting this. This is not my kind of flawless first attempt. The difficulty is quite challenging in that if you sit there and try and pick off targets and aren't thinking carefully about the amount of damage that you're receiving, then the game can be quite punishing, and eventually your tank is going to explode and you're going to have to start again. As you can see there, the Kinect, I didn't have the Kinect set up as well as I could have done, and I'm trying to go for the periscope, and I'm keep opening the hatch. That's unique to my game and to the fact that I haven't set up Kinect as well as I could do. Could also be lighting as well in the room affecting that, but I'm sure that with optimal conditions it will work flawlessly. In fact, I'm 100% positive it does work flawlessly. So that's a good shot on that enemy tank. Now you don't have to use that periscope to take out targets. That's just my personal preference from using it at range. But as you can see there, there's a kind of crosshair on the screen where you can use that, but I found that a bit kind of fiddly. I think unless you've got a big screen and you're up close, it's going to be quite difficult to shoot targets at range using that. And I guess that's what the periscope is there for. So it's a pretty full-on kind of mission. I assume this is like the opening mission, aside from the tutorial, giving you a good flavor of how the tank moves, its mobility, its offensive capabilities. There is a switch that you can use to make it actually sprint and go a lot faster, but that affects your aiming ability. And you can see it's quite an immersive game. Graphics are really good, probably the best graphics for any Kinect game so far. But it's not really a Kinect game per se. It uses Kinect, and you have to have Kinect. But it's kind of like it's a normal game with that Kinect control, which you have to have Kinect for. So they've destroyed the first bunker. So I really like this game. You know, when I first played it, I thought it was really cool, and it worked well. I liked the Kinect. I like being able to use a controller at the same time, and it all felt really natural. I was a bit worried about the difficulty, but having played this demo now several times, I can see why it needs to be challenging in that way. I mean, you've got to really tackle situations in a methodical manner, rather than charging in and thinking that you're this invincible tank, which you're not. You're kind of vulnerable as well. This game has a lot of potential, and I think if you are into a more hardcore type of game, then this is definitely going to be up your street. And if you've got Kinect and you're looking for that kind of game, forget Rise of Nightmares, forget some of the other games that have attempted to be a core game. This is a core game. It's got some foul language, it's blood and gore, it's got everything. And it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So I can't wait for it to come out at the end of June.
Try Miracle. First time I subcommed a Vite with the hole in it.
Pilot, man.
I was doing the wrench.
What?
Because I'm hoping that this is the last time I subcom a Vite with the hole in it.
Hey, you damn straight, T.
Come on. Let's get some fresh air, Sarge. Or at least some air.
This is CP. Thanks to your courageous effort, our follow-on element
What are we
is ready
supposed
to
to
make
do
a
with this
landing on the
BLW?
beach.
I'd like to know what we're supposed to feed them. We ain't got enough for ourselves. What the fuck is Command thinking? Kill him? Let him go. What do they do, man?